Hi interweb, it's KJ. And we're back with our discussion of Yankee Candle. So when we left off last week, I had found Beautiful Day, an out-of-print treasure, and learned that if you don't like the candle you bought, you can return it and exchange it for a candle of the same size. Today, Yankee made good. I decided to go ahead and return both of the early sunrises, which had the lemon splitting headache causing effect, and I returned Rainbow's End, which was just bubble bathy, which I don't care for. And I also decided to return Holiday Bayberry, which you remember from episode 1. I bought hoping it would be a January fragrance, but it was too holiday-y. And it's not Christmas tree-y enough to keep in my Christmas rotation, which we'll talk about eventually. So, I did call Yankee yesterday and confirmed that I can return it, didn't need a receipt, I could return stuff I bought online. So today, Karen and I headed up at 11 a.m. to Alderwood Mall. Since we're talking about everything that Yankee Candle means to me, I think it's worth talking a little bit about what a trip to Yankee Candle with me means. So Seattle, fortunately, is not super beset with giant crazy strip malls or big malls. But what that means is that the nearest Yankee Candle store is about 20 miles up the highway in Shoreline. So we go up to Alderwood Mall, which in my head I always call Alderson Prison, not Alderwood Mall, because that's where Martha Stewart was in jail, and I think it's really funny to call it that. And malls are a prison of a sort, and I'll mention why, though you can figure out some for yourself. But we park on the opposite side of the mall from where the Yankee Candle is, because that's where the Jamba Juice is. I go into the Jamba Juice, I order a Power Orange Dream Machine with immunity, or vitamins. It's like a creamsicle with soy milk, it's really good. And I carry the giant smoothie, and we walk in through the food court, past Hot Dog on a Stick, past Urban Outfitters, where I've bought some very good cereal bowls in the past. Then you run the gauntlet, because it's about a quarter of a mile over to Yankee Candle, and to get there, not only do you have to pass in front of Abercrombie and Fitch, where you have to hold your breath, because the boy scent that they pump into the system, it's like Axe on crack with gasoline, covers sort of 5 stores in every direction, so you gotta hold your breath. But along the line is all of the kiosk people at the mall, which I really think is the worst job in America, because it's got all of the worst parts of being a street vendor, of not having, you're just sitting on a stool, you can't really go to bathroom breaks, I'm sure there's some complicated thing, and everyone who passes by, you face the rejection of them not responding to your, hey guys, have you, and then we walk away. So it's all the worst parts of being outdoors, selling something on the street, but you're in a mall. Yeah. So you pass by all those vendors, but eventually you start to smell Yankee, and you see the little colonial light fixtures on the outside, and you walk in. Well, currently they're having their, what they call Samps and Tarts sale. I'm a big fan of abbreviating some things, but Samps, what is that? That's stupid. I will say something about now I mentioned at the beginning why I want to explore this Yankee Candle thing, because it fits into my part of corporate America that I secretly and professedly love and hate at the same time. One of the ways I cope with that duality is by giving gross sounding one-syllable nicknames to things. So for Yankee Candle, I've chopped it down to the Yank Can, which I'm really hoping will catch on. But with chain restaurants, I like to go to the Rob, the Lob, the Mac, the Fac, and the Back, also known as Red Lobster, Red Robin, Macaroni Grill, Spaghetti Factory, and Outback Steakhouse. So there's a little info. But I'm not into abbreviating SAMPs. I think that sounds gross. And I don't understand the whole tarts thing with Yankee Candle, where they sell wickless candles. So you're just melting wax in sort of a freakish diorama of bunnies or frogs or ghouls. It's horrible. It's disgusting. But they sell them. People buy them. So I do want to say something about paraphernalia in this week's installment, the Yankee Candle paraphernalia, because I don't buy into any of it except one thing, which is really popular. So I only buy jar candles, large jars, because I'm a serious candle burner. I don't need to bother with any votives or even tumblers, because tumblers are the same size as a jar, but it's straight and it has 2 wicks. So it's the same price, but it burns twice as fast. I want it to burn forever. But for your jars, you can buy candle toppers, which I thought were just decorative and stupid for a long time, but have learned they help the candle burn evenly. Candle care advice: with your large jars, never burn it if you're not going to be able to burn it for at least 2 hours. That's your best chance of getting it to burn evenly. You don't want the pit to happen, because once you start melting into a core with wax on the side, you have to start getting into creative wick building that I do by dipping matches in the wax and then positioning them, but it's very complicated. So just use one of these guys, stick it on top. It helps the flame go straight. It says it's supposed to spread the aroma evenly. I haven't really experienced that, but I never burn a candle without one of these guys. So we know what I returned. Do we know what I bought? Not yet. I realized, okay, I said last time that I was going to start burning Beautiful Day, and then when I thought about it, I realized I can't yet. The season for Beautiful Day has not yet arrived, and why? Because I can't burn it until I have fresh cut flowers from my backyard on my altar to the seasons, which is right here, but you can't see it, but I'll show you sort of in a second. So March is not Beautiful Day season. It needs another spring smell. I'm totally gonna sneeze here in a second, and I might pause. Yep, I'm gonna pause. Thanks for waiting. So, I returned, yeah, early sunrise didn't work. Well, being in the store with Karen, who has never been to a Yankee Candle, even though she went to college in Virginia and lived in Vermont for a really long time. I don't know how she managed to avoid it, but she went in there with new nostrils, as it were. That's really gross. But she smelled things differently than people I go there with a lot. And she picked up Drift Away, which is one I'd rejected a year ago for being too soapy because there's water on the picture. And we know what that means. It means it would smell like soap. But the more I tried it, the more I started to think this might be the perfect bridge between evening air, musky woodland, and Beautiful Day, spring, ground growing smell. So let's look at Drift Away, which we've got burning right over here. Okay. So here's Beautiful Day. While you look at it, let me read you the description. It's very short. Here we go. Cares float away on this peaceful... Oh, yeah. Cares float away on peaceful blue waters surrounded by lush woodlands. And see, it's got a candle topper. Very nice. So, yeah, blue waters. Frankly, I don't know what blue waters are supposed to smell like. Water shouldn't really have a smell. It's the stuff that's in it that smells. So maybe it smells like boat anchors. I don't know. Dock wood. But the woodland it's got sort of a soapy start but a musky end. And I think that's the Lush Woodlands. And I'm giving it a go. I can't really smell it yet because I just lit it, but I think it might be a really good March smell. And then in April, or when this guy's done in 3 weeks, I will have rhododendrons blooming and lilacs and columbines and periwinkle. I'm out some good shit. So, yeah, spring, I think we're good. We'll find out when I update if I like drift away. But I think that's pretty much all I need to update you on, other than I seriously walked in with $100 worth of candles, walked out with a different $100 worth of candles. The other candles that I purchased or traded for, I got another beautiful day because it was still on the shelf. I was tricked last week. It is interesting. Today, the same service person on Thursday at 11 a.m. was the same who I saw last week, Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. So I was totally nervous about returning stuff because I felt like I was breaking a law, but she remembered me and it was all good. Would have been all good anyway if she didn't remember me, but I felt better. So I turned that in and I got one of my yet-to-be-revealed triune autumn smells and one of my yet-to-be-revealed triune Christmas smells. And I say triune, I did mention that sometimes you need two candles, but what you do is you actually have 3, and one of them is different than the others, and you burn 2 in one. It's a whole thing. I'll talk about it. So the irony is that I've gotten so good now at figuring out what I want to burn that I don't really have any reason to go back to Yankee Candle this year. I have everything I need for the next 14 months. But when the next Scratch and Sniff Yankee catalog comes to my house, I'm sure I will find something worth visiting it for. Thanks, everybody. I can't believe you watched this, but I'm so glad you do. Okay.